In this episode, we'll see how an 18-year-old Ukrainian named Yurii changed the course of war. Armed with a 3D printer and pure determination, he built a simple weapon that's now saving soldiers' lives. Proof that even one young mind can outsmart an entire army. The Ukrainian military is now taking anti-drone tech advice from teenagers. Seriously, 4 years into this brutal war, where both sides compete to outsmart each other on the battlefield, one of Ukraine's most surprising new weapons didn't come from a defense lab. It came from an 18-year-old gamer in Kiev. Armed with a 3D printer, YouTube tutorials, and a mission to protect his country, this teenager built a cheap net-firing shotgun round that can knock Russian FPV drones out of the sky. It sounds unbelievable, but it's already saving lives on the front lines. This is innovation. Born not from billion-dollar budgets, but from desperation, creativity, and survival. When Russia invaded Ukraine in early 2022, warfare still looked traditional: tanks, artillery, jets. But as months turned into years, drones reshaped the battlefield. At first, high-end systems like the Turkish Bayraktar or US made Reaper drones dominated. Soon after, cheap FPV and kamikaze drones became the real game-changers. They could hunt anything: bunkers, tanks, even infantry, at a fraction of the cost of missiles. Now, drones cause more than 60% of casualties on both sides. Even advanced tanks like the T-90M or Abrams can't survive a $400 FPV drone diving straight into them. Ukraine, outnumbered and outgunned, turned drones into an equalizer. Building millions of them through thousands of small workshops hidden in basements, garages, and apartments, Russia responded by ramping up production of its Garan and Shahed drones, now manufacturing thousands each month. But as the number of drones increased, so did the need for protection. Shooting down a $30,000 drone with a $5 million Patriot missile is madness and unsustainable. Some of Russia's drones are even fake decoys, built just to waste Ukraine's expensive interceptors. So Ukraine had to find cheaper, smarter solutions. Enter a new generation of anti-drone technology. Built not in labs, but by soldiers, volunteers, and yes, teenagers. Electronic warfare became the first line of defense, jamming drone signals and cutting communications. But Russia adapted again, using fiber-optic drones immune to jamming. The next line of defense became simpler: bullets. Machine guns, autocannons, and even helicopters are now shooting drones out of the sky daily. Ukraine has also introduced advanced automated turrets like the Sky Sentinel, an AI-controlled anti-drone gun that can track, lock, and fire autonomously. Each unit costs about $150,000 and can engage drones traveling at speeds of up to 500 miles per hour. Soldiers call it the Shahed Catcher. But deploying enough of them to protect every city will take years. And that's where the story of Yurii, the teenage inventor, begins. In 2023, while Russian missiles fell on his Kyiv neighborhood, he decided to help his country the only way he could, by inventing. After experimenting with drone propellers, he turned his attention to anti-drone ammunition. Inspired by video games and 3D printing, he designed a shotgun shell that fires a small net to entangle drone rotors mid-air. At first, the idea sounded crazy, until Ukraine's elite 3rd Assault Brigade tested it. To everyone's surprise, it worked. The unit later used Yurii's net rounds to down 2 Russian FPV drones and a Mavic recon drone. The officer who tested it messaged him later, "It works!" Yurii's design spread quickly among frontline soldiers, a lightweight, low-cost tool that anyone with a shotgun could use. Each round costs less than $50 to produce and requires no training. For troops constantly targeted by drones, it became a simple way to fight back, a literal lifeline in the trenches. His invention represents a new kind of warfare, one where innovation comes from ordinary people under fire. Across Ukraine, students, engineers, and volunteers are developing small devices that collectively change the tide of battle. Jammers, anti-drone pistols, and 3D printed shields. Each prototype might seem insignificant alone, but together they form a nationwide defense network of ingenuity. The story of Yurii shows the human side of this technological race. A teenager who could have been gaming at home instead spends his days designing weapons to save lives. He now works with Ukraine's defense incubator Brave One to scale up production. While still attending classes on his phone, he tests his inventions at military bases and trains with the 3rd Assault Brigade's youth program. In a war defined by drones and digital warfare, Ukraine's real strength may not be just in Western weapons, but in the creativity and determination of its people. Every invention, from high-tech AI systems to homemade net rounds, is part of one message to Moscow: you can't bomb innovation. And for Yurii, the young inventor who helped Ukraine's soldiers fight back, his motivation remains simple. "I'm not afraid to die," he says, "but I want to be useful first."